Hello Crochet Crew, and welcome to part 3 of our mystery original character crochet tutorials. So today we are going to work on something for our character to wear, and for this tutorial you're going to need 3 yarns, two Aran yarns and a super chunky yarn. These are the colours I have chosen: a deep red, mustard / golden kind of colour, and a white for the super chunky. You can use any colours you like, but these are the colours I have chosen, and I think you'll see why once we have created our item of clothing. On top of these 3 yarns, you're also going to need 3 crochet hooks. I've got a size 4, a size 5, and a size 10. And to finish up the project, you're also going to need a pair of scissors and a needle. And that should be it. So let's get started. So to start off today's project, we're going to start with our super chunky yarn. And we're going to put a slip knot in, just give it a bit more of a tail. Okay, pop that on our hook, and to start we are going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3. This one splits really easily, so I have issues trying to get trying to not hook the wrong part of the yarn. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so there's our 7 chains. We are now going to single crochet, starting with the 2nd chain from the hook. So we'll go into our chain, grab the yarn, pull through, grab the yarn, pull through both loops on the hook. Okay, so into our chain, grab the yarn, pull through, grab the yarn, pull through both chains on the hook. Let's split. There we go. Okay, and we're going to continue that across all of the chains on our hook. We've split it. And the last one. And there we go. Pull the tail end a bit. And then that is it with this for this first part. We're going to snip our yarn, pull it through, and then because this is a super chunky yarn and it's not going to fit on my tapestry needle, I am just going to thread it away by grabbing it and pulling it through. Into the stitches. last one is this end stitch here. We'll just pull it through. And then I'm going to do the same with the bottom piece as well. And just stretch that out and then snip off both of these ends. Okay, so that is our first piece right there, and we'll set that to the side for the time being. So again, with our super chunky yarn, we just pull some off the ball. This time, we are going to chain 18 stitches. So I'm going to get that on my hook, and I will be right back. So there we have 18 chains on my hook, and like we did for the smaller section, we are going to skip the first chain and then single crochet all the way along, starting from the second chain from the hook. Split. So I'm going to get that done, and I'll be back with you once I'm finished. And I think I'll weave my ends away as well. So I'll be back with you once this piece is finished in total. So there we have our two white pieces, the chunky yarn we are finished with now. So we can set the bigger piece to the side, and I'm going to grab my red yarn and pull some ball from some wool from the ball, not ball from the wool. And let's get started adding this to, so I'm going to take the size 5 hook, get right in there, and we're going to attach our yarn. Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't go through how to do this. So we're going to go in right at the edge here. While holding on to the yarn with those 2 fingers, I'm going to grab the yarn with the hook and pull it through that little gap, and then grab this side and pull it through that loop. Okay, and now while I'm holding the red yarn at the back of this, I'm going to go through again, grab the yarn and do a single crochet. Okay, now in this section I'm going to do another 2, 1 and 2. Now in this section another 2, 1 and 2 again. Let's go 1 and 2, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 And now in this little bit over here, we're going to do the last two. So 13 and 14. Okay, from now on, this side is going to refer to the outside, and this side, you can see it's a lot messier, is going to refer to the inside. Okay, so on this row, we're going to chain one and turn, and in our first 2 stitches on this side, we are going to increase. So we're going to go 2 stitches in the same stitch, and we're single crocheting. So that's 2 there, and then 1, 2 on this side. Okay, we're then going to single crochet across until we've got 2 stitches left, and we're going to do the same on the other side, do an increase in both of the final 2 stitches of our row. Okay, so final 2 stitches, we're going to do an increase in each stitch. We're then going to chain 1 and turn our work. Okay, so in this and every other increase row, we won't be increasing in the first stitch, it'll only be in the second stitch, and it'll be in the second stitch from the end on both sides. We will increase on both sides on every increase row. Okay, so we're going to start with 1 chain, and then we're going to do 2 chains in the same stitch, 1 and 2. And then single crochet until the second from last stitch. Okay, we're at the second to last stitch. We're going to do 2 stitches in the same stitch and follow that with a single crochet to finish off the row. Okay, so that is row, oh, I've lost my stitch, let's do that again. Okay, so we're then going to chain our, do a chain stitch and turn our work. I'm sorry, my words seem to be a bit muffled this morning. Okay, so on this row is going to be exactly the same as the last row. 1 single crochet to start, and then an increase in the second stitch, and then single crochet across the row till the second to last stitch where you increase again, and then a single crochet to finish off the row. So I'm going to do that and I'll come back at the end of the row. Okay, so we finished that row, I've chained 1 and I've turned my work. And now the next 2 rows are going to be exactly the same. So it'll be a single crochet to start the row, and then your next stitch will be an increase, and then single crochets all the way across to the second from last stitch, where it'll be an increase again and then a single crochet to finish the row. So that is what the next 2 rows will look like. So I'm going to get those done and then I will come back. Okay, so this is where we're at. We have done 5 rows of single crochets with an increase on either end each round. This is what she looks like so far. Let me just snip this bit off, it's bothering me. Okay, and now we are going to change, so sorry, let me chain 2 this time. Chain 2. And now instead of single crochets, we are going to be doing half double crochets, which means you wrap your hook, go into your stitch, grab the yarn, pull through, grab the yarn, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, and now we're also going to be increasing every second row. So this is an increase row, so we're going to do 2 half double crochets in the same stitch that we would increase in normally, which is the second stitch from the end on either end. Sorry, how annoying is that? So we're going to complete this first row of half double crochets together. Okay, so just in case, you wrap your hook into the stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, grab your yarn, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, and this is what we're going to do all the way across the row until you get to the second from the last stitch. Oh, that's annoying. And we want an increase in this stitch, so 1 and 2, and just the half double crochet to end the row. Okay, so that is the first row of half double crochets. The next row is not an increase row, so half double crochets across the entire row. I'm going to get that done. I don't know if I mentioned the chains in the beginning of the row. For a half double crochet row, you need to do 2 chains in the beginning of the row. So yeah, I'm going to get this next row of half double crochets done and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so this is where we're at the moment. We have done 2 rows of half double crochets and now we are going to repeat those 2 rows of half double crochets another 3 times for 6 rows in total. So 3 increase rows and 3 plain rows. So I will come back to you at the end of those 6 rows. So your next row is an increase row. Yeah, so I'll come back to you at the end of those 6 rows. This is going to be the bulk of our item. So yeah, I'll come back to you after those 6 rows are done. So this is where we're at now. We've just finished the 6 half double crochet rows. And we're now going to do just one more row of half double crochets. There are no increases in this row, so we're going to do a chain 2 and then just straight half double crochets all the way across. And I think you'll be able to tell now that the item is a cloak, like a cape kind of thing, and it's going to be beautiful on our character. There are some, like we use the mustard yellow colour in a minute. We'll use that to put the finishing touches on the cloak, and that just makes it, just finishes it off and makes it absolutely stunning, kind of regal. So yeah, we'll just get this row of half double crochets finished. Have you ever noticed when you try and work super fast, you end up making mistakes and it just slows you down? I'm trying not to do that. Nearly there. Okie dokie. So, last stitch of half double crochet rows, and there we go. So there we are. We now have the inside of the coat facing us, and we are going to add a little fairy border. So we start off right at the end, right on the end there, and we're going up. So I'm going to grab it from that side and do that with it. So you can see now that we go through both stitches. Sorry, I did that without even showing you. I forgot I was doing a tutorial for a second there. Okay, I'm going to pull some red yarn off so that we can do this easily enough. Okie dokie. So for this first stitch, I am going to take this and go through. So we've lined this up to work along the bottom of our cloak. Okay, so I am taking, if we lined it up, I'm taking this, the hook going the wrong way round at first, to grab the yarn and pull it through, just to go that side. And I'm going to slip that into that first stitch. Okay. But from now, just because the yarn is in the right place now, we will go through both stitches, pull the yarn through, and do a single crochet. All right, go through both stitches, pull the yarn through, and do a single crochet. Okay, both stitches. I'm not doing this correctly, so we need to go through. Let me take it back. And when I say both stitches, I do mean the full stitch. from the chunky part, okay? So you do need to go through the full stitch, not just the first piece of yarn as I was doing in the first place, okay? Okay, and every now and then we need to line it up again to make sure that we haven't stretched it and that it does still fit properly. Okay, so I'd say every 3 or 4 stitches I would just double check your stitch tension, because yeah, where the red yarn is stretchy, the white yarn is not, and that makes it a little bit not difficult to work with, but yeah, the red yarn stretches easily enough, so we don't want to break the tension. We don't want it to warp. That's the word. We don't want the white yarn to warp. Okay, so we are going to continue to go through both rows, both lots of stitches, both yarns, all the way through, all the way along. Don't worry about any ends of the white yarn poking out. It's been driving me nuts. It keeps poking out, I keep fixing it, and then it pokes out again. What do you do? What do you do? Okay. We're almost about halfway, so we're going to check our tension again. Yep, we're doing well. So, just gonna talk to you guys as if you're here. I've recently watched K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, I've been hearing the sounds on TikTok recently. Like it just won't go away. So I decided to watch the movie, and I cannot get it out of my head now. I loved it. It was a beautiful movie. It made me cry in parts. But I can't get it out of my head. I think I've watched it twice, so 3 times in total, and it's only been a week. How can you watch the same movie 3 times in a week? Never done that before, but I cannot get it out of my head. Like, the songs are so catchy. Yeah, I really, really loved it. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend. I think it'll be okay for kids. Just bear in mind, I don't have kids, so my register might be slightly off. It is an animated movie, and you know, the demons in it haven't been made like scary demons. I don't think. So yeah, highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, give it a go. Come back and let me know what your thoughts are. Also, I would really like to get into anime. If any of you are anime fans, can you I don't know, point me in the right direction, give me something that I can watch, that I can give it a go and see if it's my kind of thing. I really want it to be my kind of thing. I want to be one of the cool anime kids. But yeah, give me some ideas of what to watch. I'd love to give it a go. Right, that is the end of our row. Okay, and we are going to snip the red yarn and pull it through. We're also going to grab our needle and just weave away. Oh, we need to snip this yarn a bit better. That is never going to go through my needle. So the needles I've got aren't exactly tapestry needles. They've got large enough eyes that I can stick Aran yarn through it, but that's about it. But I didn't bring any tapestry needles with me, so these will have to do. But it does mean that when I'm weaving away ends of Aran yarn, that I need to be very particular about how I cut the ends, because otherwise it just won't go through the eye. Anyway, these are first world problems. Right, so now turn it over to the outside, and you can just adjust it slightly. Let's give this a snip again. Hopefully it doesn't pull out again. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Maybe I just need to give up. Let's just... Sorry, I'm going silent because my fluffy yarn is causing issues. Right, there we go. So turn it over to the outside. Now you can see what our cloak looks like so far. So for our final touches, we're going to add some detailing along both sides of it. And for that, I am using this yarn and a 4mm hook. Okay. So with the outside of your coat facing you, you're going to go into this very top stitch here. We're going to grab the yarn and pull it through. There we go. And straight away, we're going to do a picot. So a picot is a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Actually, going to close that. Do another one, chain 3, and go into that first chain. Grab your yarn. So we're doing a slip stitch right into that first chain. Okay, and then we're going to do a single crochet onto the side of our cloak. But while we're doing that, we're going to hold the tail end of our yarn right at the edge there, so we can catch that while we essentially weave while we're working. Weave it away while we're working. So we're going to do 2 more single crochets, 1 and 2, and on that second crochet we're going to picot again. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch into that first chain. So there, grab your yarn, pull it through both, and then we're going to single crochet to our cloak. Okay, 2 more single crochets, 1 and 2, and on that second single crochet we are going to picot again. So chain 3 and slip stitch into that first chain. Okay, and single crochet that to our cloak. Okay, chain 2 again, not chain 2, sorry, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. On your single crochet, we're going to picot again, so chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into that first chain, and then single crochet to your cloak. Okay, 2 more single crochets. So as you can see, we have crocheted that little tail end in while we've been working, so we don't need to sew that away. Okay, so 2 more single crochets. There's our little picot there, so 2 more single crochets. Let's go 1 and 2. Those are a bit far apart, but that's fine. Picot on the second one, so 1, 2, 2 and 3. Slip stitch through that first chain and single crochet that down, and 2 more single crochets, and on that second single crochet we're going to picot. So 1, 2, I did that quite tight, so let's just loosen that a bit. So 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into that first chain, and we're going to single crochet that down to the bottom of the cloak, pull the tail a little bit, sorry, working yarn, not the tail, snip it off, and there we have some gold detailing down the side of our cloak. And now we're going to do the same up the other side. So right in the bottom there, how did we do this? Yep, right in the bottom there, we are going to join our yarn. Straight away, we're going to picot. So we're going to pull that tight. Okay, and 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into that first chain, and we're going to crochet that down with a single crochet. Okay, 2 more single crochets, 1 and 2. On that second single crochet we're going to picot again, so 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into that first chain, and then single crochet that picot down, single crochet that picot down, and then 2 more single crochets, 1 and 2. And our next picot, so 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into that first chain, single crochet that one down, and 2 more single crochets, 1 and 2. Okay, picot, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch, slip stitch, single crochet that down, and 2 more single crochets, 1 and 2. Let's see, another picot, pop, slip stitch, single crochet that down, and then 1, 2 more single crochets. We're going to do another picot, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into that first chain, and then a single crochet into the very top there. Okay, we're going to pull our working yarn through again. Make sure we snip this properly. Okay, and now we've just got to sew in these ends. There we go. Snip that bit. Snip that bit. Stretch it out a little bit. Let's go for this side. I need to just cut that a bit better. Okay, let's sew this up. There we go. Oh, let's pull it through. Perfect. Snip it up. Okay. And now for the last little bit, we do need just about that much of our gold yarn, and we'll need to thread that onto our needle. Okay. So here's our little character. Here is our cloak. We're gonna want to make sure that that fold there is closed in the neck joint, in the shoulders and the neck, and then you could see these two meet in the middle there. Okay, we're going to take our needle and go through both of those little picots. Okay. I didn't mean to pull the needle off. We're going to just double knot this. So, oh, it's a bit fiddly. 1 and 2. Let me thread this again. Okay, and then this goes into the picot, and again just down the side there. Snip that off. And this side. Snip that a little bit better. Oh dear. And this side just goes through that picot and then down this side here, like so. Ow. Sharp needle. There we go. And then you'll notice from the little video that I filmed to show the cloak off, that the cloak helps our little character stand up. And that's it. That is the next part, so I'll show you the lying down. That is the next part of our crocheted mystery character. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're looking forward to the next part. The next part I think is going to be my favourite part. So I will see you guys again soon. In the meantime, happy crocheting. I forgot to say, if you're enjoying this little adventure that we're on together, if you could please press all of the buttons, like, follow, share, subscribe to the channel, tell all of your friends about it, that would be grand. I look forward to seeing you on our next adventure, which will be part 4 and the final part for this character. And then we get to start the next character, and I'm super excited for that bit too. All right, happy crocheting, guys. Bye.